One thing you need to do in your business is determine and explore your niche. I teach how to start healthcare staffing agencies, and in our mentoring calls, some of my students have a hard time narrowing down their respective niche. Well, in today's video, I'll be covering how to identify your niche and why having a well-defined niche may be the difference between success and failure. I don't know, is it niche or niche? I have no idea. I'm gonna use whatever I want. On this channel, I discuss living globally along with business hacks in real estate and healthcare, show you the path so you can do the same. My name is Carl Pierre, and this is ENTP Life. When starting a business, we all have a general idea about what we want our niche to be. However, what we want our niche to be and what your customer identifies as your niche may be totally different. I think it's always important to formally define terms when covering business topics. To be clear, a business niche is defined as a segment of a larger market that can be defined by its own unique needs, preferences, or identity that makes it different from the market at large. For example, within the market of women's shoes, there are many different segments or niches. Since I do cover how to start a staffing agency, it might be a good idea to talk about niches within the staffing firm world or the healthcare staffing world. So typically a lot of people automatically think about nursing agencies as being a niche, and it surely is. But within having a nursing agency or a nurse staffing firm, you could have an even more focused niche that separates you from your competitors. One example of this is that you could have a niche that focuses entirely on travel nurses. You don't do any other assignment, you focus on travel nursing in the ICU setting or emergency room setting. You could get even further into a specific niche and say, we only do travel nursing for radiology nurses. You see what I'm getting at here? It's about you defining what slice of a larger market you're looking to conquer. Even if we look at the home healthcare world, which I'm in as well, you have people who are in personal care. You could go from personal care, managed long-term care only. You could do private duty, private pay only. You can only work with long-term care insurance plans that are for people who aren't on Medicaid. You could even just be a skilled home healthcare agency that focuses entirely on physical therapy. All of these different slices are part of a larger and larger industry. You may be thinking, how do you determine your niche as a founder? As a founder, you probably should be thinking about two things when trying to determine your niche if the niche doesn't get determined by your marketplace to begin with. When you're creating a company, I think your niche should focus on something that you're highly passionate about or something that you have relative expertise in. So if you were a nurse starting a nursing agency and all your life you've spent in the ICU, maybe your niche should be to focus on nurses in the ICU or ICU nurses. The reason for that is because you as an ICU nurse are gonna know the lingo of the ICU, are gonna know the ratios that ICUs are supposed to maintain for patients and caregivers. You're gonna be comfortable with assessing how competent nurses are that are working for your company because you've been doing this bedside work directly. So if you need to weed out the good versus the bad, you're gonna be able to do so very easily. Also, if you are an enthusiast of some kind, let's just say that you were starting a aircraft dealership and you were an enthusiast about backcountry flying, maybe your niche would be concentrated on sourcing planes for backcountry flying, okay? This is how you should be thinking about things, because if you're already hyper-focused or really passionate about a specific slice of an industry or a specific slice of a demographic, you're gonna have relevant knowledge and the motivation to kind of go really deep into that certain slice and establish yourself as an expert for that niche. Sometimes all we know when we're getting started is we want to get started, yet it's the customer and actually working in a larger demographic that reveals our niche. Here's an example of what I mean. Previously on this channel, I featured my friend's company, Freelance Latham. Now, Freelance Latham, what they do is they connect more or less virtual assistants, but on a full-time basis with companies that need international staff. When we started, they were providing coverage for my home care agency. I started with first on-call coverage, and then it kind of progressed into different positions within the company, because at the end of the day, it was much more affordable to have these college-educated bilingual people working out of Venezuela than hiring new resources in the United States. What ended up happening is I made a few introductions to other companies, and the business has evolved to now provide services in IT support. So he has IT support clients, he has clients that just have one-off virtual assistants, you're kind of industry agnostic. He has other healthcare companies, but a big chunk has become IT support. And now he's focusing on this particular market because the customers are consistent, high paying, it's really a sticky customer to have, and that's becoming one of the niches within his company. So by having new customers and kind of exploring different demographics or different slices, you might discover that there's a whole new world out there for you to really dig down into and establish as your niche and the place where you're going to expand your business. Most of the viewers on my channel are here to learn something about business and real estate. Tell me what's your business and your niche in the comment section below. It's always great to know what you guys are working on, and it gives me an opportunity to trade ideas. If you found this video useful, please like and share with anyone else you feel can benefit from watching this. Don't forget to subscribe and make sure you turn your notification bell on so you don't miss a thing. Thanks again for joining me here on ENTP Live. I'll see you in the next one. Take care.